So this was the first actual session after I went to the physiotherapist. And it is different from most of the previous work that I've done before because there was no real involvement of the lower part of the body. It was mainly an upper body workout that didn't really take that long. So what the physiotherapist told me is that because I'm very active already, I'm cycling to work, there's a lot of tension that builds up in the hip joint, and so while I'm recovering from this, trying to get rid of this pain and get back to normal function, I should really be careful with dosing my lower body workload. So cycling to work is something that I would not really compromise on. I don't want to be starting using public transport. So I do accept that for the time being, I will have to reduce frequency and intensity on most lower body work. I will probably be keeping stuff that is on the plyometric side of things, and we'll be doing some form of squatting and hinging just at a very reduced capacity while I try to fix this issue for good and go back to doing what I was doing before, pain-free. So the session in itself was just really pull-ups, bicep curls, some elbow work, and some shoulder work with some Lou raises. And the sets were a bit mixed up because I started off with the pull-ups, then moved over to the curls, and finished off with the Lou raises. But I didn't want to make the background video too boring with all sorts of repeating sets, so I kind of mixed things up and create a bit of variation. The workout in itself wasn't really that important because I was still trying to figure out what I want to do, and this was basically just a maintenance session where I was doing some exercises to keep the upper body part of the body working and providing some stimulus that also helped me keeping my mind focused on something else. It is something that I found very useful because as the day goes by and I started noticing that there is more and more tension build up in the hip region and my glute, and all those muscles that are tight seem to give me a much stronger feedback, a negative feedback that then my brain focuses on, and the psychology of pain basically enters a loop where it reinforces the feeling in itself. So I start thinking about it more, and it's just like a reflexive thing that it's hard to get away from. And I noticed that training is some kind of a form of meditation. It helps me take my mind off things, even though I am moving my body in that instance. It is basically really a relaxing form of meditation that I have honed over time, and now I'm very reliant on. So it isn't really something that I would like to give up entirely. So anyways, the point of this is basically to say that I am working on a new revised program that allows me to train most of the body in a smart way, so that I can maybe keep getting some progress on the upper body, maybe focus on that for the foreseeable future, for the short foreseeable future, and while in the meantime doing some stuff that is going to help me with the hip discomfort. So what I've been prescribed was basically a lot of myofascial release exercises with the ball and the foam roller. I've noticed that the foam roller is not really doing much, but the ball allows me to really get into some spots that are deep buried within the glute, mainly the piriformis, which I always thought had a problem with, and hopefully in time I'll be able to get rid of it. Ciao.